Onboarding is the process of making a candidate an employee. While this is often a rather tedious process, including piles of paperwork and rules, it doesn't need to be that way. We do need to meet our legal requirements, but we should work harder to do so in a way that better introduces candidates to our companies rather than deflates them as they're given loads of boring tasks and documents. Generally, new hires are excited about taking a new job. We can either cater to the motivation and excitement and design our onboarding process accordingly, or we can plan for a first day of work that disappoints and frustrates. Either way, we're likely to collect the same information, as compliance is important. However, we should think harder about how we do it to better expose the candidate to our organizational culture from the beginning. Onboarding is the basis of the employment relationship. It's when the employee gets to know the company, meeting new people and seeing how things are really done. It's also an opportunity to communicate policies and procedures, clarifying why things are done a certain way. Additionally, it's an adaptation period. All of this sets the stage for how well the employee adapts to the new environment. The employee learns about the organizational culture and what it means to be part of the company. The onboarding experience should be reflective of the organizational culture. So a company that's creative and forward-thinking should find ways to make the first day feel that way, whereas a company that's highly traditional and formal would approach the experience differently. Onboarding also matters from a compliance perspective. During the onboarding process, we're collecting and storing required documentation, making sure that documents are completed and stored in a manner that's compliant and secure, whether in paper or electronically. The onboarding process consists of recommended paperwork and required paperwork. We suggest collecting demographic information as recommended paperwork, which refers to basic contact information for payroll purposes. We also suggest collecting emergency contact information so that you know who to contact in the event the employee cannot respond during an emergency. Direct deposit information because it represents a nice option for employees and it's also a less expensive way to pay. And then any relevant agreements, including sexual harassment, code of conduct, acknowledgement to the handbook, acknowledgement to a job description, or other documents relevant to your line of business. Signing for the handbook is especially important as you can include all other statements in it and have a comprehensive set of policies. Also, having them sign their job descriptions is helpful if a wage and hour claim ever became an issue, but then make sure the job description states whether the employee is exempt or non-exempt and whether the employment relationship is at will. Required paperwork includes the I-9 form, which verifies eligibility to work in the United States. It doesn't need to be sent anywhere, but rather is filed in the office. Make sure you're using the most current version. It must be filled out by the employee and the employer. Fill in all blanks and complete the forms carefully. You may choose to retain copies of the IDs that are provided at hire, but you may not require particular IDs. Then I-9 actually includes a list of approved documents. Employees should be shown the list and asked to provide either one from List A or one from each of List B and C. Employees must provide this within 3 days of hire or should be terminated immediately. Immigration laws are a hot topic right now, and businesses are being watched like never before. I-9s must be retained for 3 years after hire or 1 year after termination, whichever is later. Submission of an I-9 is voluntary, but an individual may not be hired unless they complete one. Suggest retaining all I-9s in a separate file, not the personnel file. If you're ever audited, you can hand the auditor a stack of only I-9s rather than the entire employee record. If you hand them the whole personnel file, they have the right to include it in their audit. The W-4 determines the amount of federal income tax that's withheld from the employee's paycheck. This form is also retained by the employer and can be kept in the personnel file. Pay special attention if someone files exempt, as they must do so every year. If they do not do so by February 15th, then you must change their allowances to zero. W-4s are only sent to the IRS if the employee claims exempt and his or her normal wages exceed $200 per week, or the employee claims more than 10 withholding allowances. Hiring a new employee includes some work behind the scenes as well. An example of this is new hire reporting. New hire reporting requirements vary by state. Make sure you're clear on what your state requires as far as information, timelines, and reporting format. The requirement is typically associated with child support. Tracking new hires helps keep track of individuals who are paying child support through wage deductions. The program exists for the most part to reduce the burden that delinquent parents cause for taxpayers. It also helps track those receiving unemployment benefits so that they stop receiving benefits when they become employed, thus maximizing the use of available funds. Most payroll processing companies perform new hire reporting automatically. If you use a processing company, check with them to find out whether they're doing it. If not, most can be done online by the employer if it's not done by the payroll company. Just know your state's requirements. Most are done through the Attorney General's office. For more information on the Texas process, check out our video on new hire reporting. If you need more help, Workforce Solutions is here to provide you with human resource services. We can help you find the right employees, build the skills of your current workforce, and consult with you to support your business initiatives. The best part? You can get current information, compliance assistance, a professional opinion, and great employees, all free of charge. Give us a call at 713-688-6890 or visit us online at www.wrksolutionsonline.com.